Hi everyone, Melissa from Creative Events, and today I want to talk a little bit about why you pay what you pay for your wedding entertainer. What do I mean by entertainer? Well, we're a party and event and wedding entertainment company, which means that we mainly provide DJ services, photography services, and the photo booth. So why are you paying what you're paying for your party or your wedding? Well, first and foremost, we are family owned and run. So basically, that means that the only DJs that we ever put out there are myself and my husband, Michael. Sometimes we put out our good friend, Mary. So obviously, we have to pay her. But for the most part, in this company, Michael and I are going out, and there's no middleman to pay. He is our only wedding photographer. So same thing applies there. We won't hire subcontractors because that's too much trouble for us to have to deal with somebody else. We want things to be really good, and we want to make sure that they're good, and we can only do that if we're putting out ourselves. So we don't have that middleman, but some of the companies do. A lot of the companies do, and you have to keep that in mind that the company has to be paid, and so does the person that's DJing. Well, what does the company do? Well, what else do we do besides the service here? We have to market. We have to do sales, we have to do bookkeeping, we have to do administrative work, sending out contracts, collecting deposits, etc., etc. That becomes a full-time job for the office. So in our case, I'm running the office, so I need to be paid for that. Of course, no one comes and gives me a paycheck. So you have to understand that our time is very valuable. The other thing is that remember that people that do party businesses mainly work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because there are not that many parties. Well, now during the holiday there's a few here and there that might come up on a Thursday or even maybe a Tuesday, but for the most part you're talking about people that only have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to work, and it's very difficult to double up on the gigs, even so if they, even on a Saturday, if they're not in the right spot next to each other, etc., etc. So you're saying the potential for the business to have gigs would be one on Friday, one on Saturday, one on Sunday, and that's it. I mean, a DJ, one person cannot work Monday through Friday or whatever it is, like a regular job, like a plumber or somebody who's coming out, in the middle of the night sometimes, or at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Monday, and he can come Thursday night at 7 o'clock p.m. So you have to remember that there's only X amount of money that we can possibly make. The other thing is, yes, we have, we have overhead. So it's not like every time we come out to do your party and you hand us between, I don't know, some of our parties are $400 if there's a deal, all the way up to maybe $1,000 for a wedding DJ. And if you hand that check over to us, that does not mean that that goes in our pocket and we're paying our household bills with it or going on vacation. The business has to be paid first. So there is, I would say, relatively reasonable overhead in this company. I mean, it's very easy. We don't have a product we're selling, but there definitely is overhead. I mean, we have to rent office space and things like that, and we also have to carry liability insurance, and we even have some things like, for example, the photo booth needs ink and it needs the paper, and it needs if you're going to do photography, we don't print out the pictures, but we do have to give it to you on a flash drive, and those can get expensive. So by the time you add all that up, and there's many, many other things that you could add up that come into play. Of course, our marketing, we have to spend a lot of money on marketing because we have to be on certain platforms like Wedding Wire and things like that to get the exposure. So in the end, we don't make that much money. But that is what I wanted to really explain to everybody, because I've been seeing some things. I sometimes follow Brides on a Budget and those types of Facebook groups, and I see people asking each other what a good price is. Well, it depends on your area that you're in, because some of these people aren't in New Jersey. We're in New Jersey. It also depends on, again, if you're going to send out subcontractors, which, again, we don't do that because we want to make sure that things are done the way we want them done, and there's only one way to do that. If you want something done right, do it yourself. So you never know. You never know where these prices come from. I mean, in our experience, we've had, several people over the years, not too many, but, several people that will come and try to make a deal with us. And we always have great deals. So I don't know why they're trying to talk us down again and again. But in our case, I can only speak for our office because I run it. We spend a lot of time discussing, going back and forth, and figuring out what the deal should be or what the prices should be. This isn't just coming off the top of our heads and it's just random. I mean, there a lot is factored into this. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you soon.